Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. And yeah, we're going to be talking about Strange New Worlds, but there's a few things that I want to discuss about um, this news. So we know from what was dropped yesterday on multiple sources. I'm going to be concentrating on. I'm looking at the article from TrekMovie.com, which covers it as well. But simply because they're the only ones that don't seem to want to force a subscription or want you to turn your ad blocker off. The ad blocker's there for a reason, you know. Um, but yeah, so we're going to have a look at this because there are a few things that I need to talk about regarding this. Specifically, that I'm glad it's happening. I'm just annoyed that it's going to be 2027 by the time it happens because it's being cancelled after 6 episodes of season 5. We're on season 3 this year, which starts in July, I believe, some point in July. So look forward to those reviews for that when in July. But yeah, we're going to let's bloody mouse is playing up at the moment. Annoying. Um, why didn't it stay in studio mode? Bloody thing. Anyway, right. So Streamlabs just messing around. Um, right. So let's have a look at this article, and then after we've looked at this article, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I think we all know specifically. I mean, I've already said it. Cancelled after season 5. But we're going to take a look anyway. So let's get this up on the screen. Okay, so we have the articles on TrekMovie.com. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds renewed for 5th and final season. They're putting the positive spin on it. Everywhere else is saying cancelled at season 5. Or it's renewed up to season 5, then it's cancelled. This article is obviously it's where I've got my thumbnail. Uh, but yeah, Strange New Worlds to be a 5-season mission. So it even gets more episodes than Enterprise did, and Enterprise is far better show than this. So yeah, yesterday morning, Paramount Plus officially announced Strange New Worlds has been renewed for a 5th and final 6-episode season. See, it's not even half a season. It's just over half a season. Launched in 2022, Strange New Worlds has been popular with fans and critics. When they try and put a positive spin on things like this, well, it's like popular with fans and critics. The idea was popular with fans, and the critics were let's just say they were against good programming, right? They were against good shows, good stories. So yeah, the critics didn't really like this as much as Trek News or Trek Movie are saying. But yeah, we're gonna skip through this. Critics' Choice Award. All the award shows are rigged anyway. Best science fiction television series from Saturn Awards in 2022. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. Rigged. Executive producers Alex Kurtzman, Akiva Goldsman, and Henry Alonso Myers offered their thoughts and thanks. From the very beginning, Strange New Worlds set out to honour what Star Trek has always stood for. You mean massacre what Star Trek had always stood for. Boundless curiosity, hope, and the belief that a better future is possible. Well, yeah, I guess. Um, I guess. Uh, we're deeply grateful to Paramount Plus for the chance to complete our 5-season mission just as we envisioned it alongside our no. I think that they would have envisioned this to go a lot further. I mean, I think when Discovery ended at season 5, this is the problem with modern day entertainment. We get shorter seasons. With we don't often get one that goes over 10, do we? I mean, especially with Star Trek. Star Trek is like 10 episodes. That's it. But we had 5 seasons of Discovery, and now we've got 5 seasons of Strange New Worlds. But here's the kicker: Strange New Worlds only gets 6 episodes in the final season. Discovery had its final season a full, I think it was 10. Was it 10 episodes? So yeah, it's a while ago, so I might be wrong with that. So don't shoot the messenger. But yeah, it's 5 seasons seems to be a modern day thing. It's not off. It's not. It's rare in sci-fi to have something go over 5 seasons nowadays. I mean, I know they have in the past, but in modern terms, not really past 5 seasons. Because of the way it's done. Because if it doesn't get the attention that they hope, they don't get the views, the ratings, the numbers that they want, then they have their thing where they have strop and they just start saying, "Oh, it's the fans' fault." Just like with movies, well, Disney are doing it. Disney do it very often. Lucasfilm does it very often. And then you'll have someone come out and like a higher up come out and moan and complain, saying, "Oh no, it's worse than we were hoping. We were hoping it was going to be good. We were hoping this. We were hoping that." It's like, yeah, but you weren't, because if you were hoping it was going to be good, you would have made something good, and you wouldn't have stepped on canon and law, or changed the Farragut from a Constitution course, sort class, to what was it, a Bellerothon class in Strange New Worlds? Uh, I can't remember. I think it was a Bellerothon. Is it a Bellerothon class? Let me look. I just want to confirm where it is. So Strange New Worlds. USS Farragut. Yeah, Bellerophon class. So they changed the Farragut, which was Kirk's previous ship before Enterprise, which was a Constitution, by the way, and they changed it to a Bellerophon class, which is probably one of the most ugly ships in Star Trek. One of the ugliest ships in Star Trek. Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not going through every single bit of information, bit of this article, but we're just going to scan through it. But with 3 more spectacular seasons ahead for you to see and enjoy, this adventure is far from over. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna argue that Strange New Worlds was better than Discovery, but it wasn't hard to do that. But it still had a lot of the stuff that we didn't like in Discovery in Strange New Worlds, especially in season 1. But I mean, the pilot episodes for Strange New Worlds was great. It had a direct tie into what happened in Discovery. So yeah, I mean, it was fine. Just like Discovery's first 2 episodes should have been a generic sci-fi movie, because they would have been a lot better if they didn't have the Star Trek name on it. And I think it would have done a lot better if it didn't have Star Trek in the title. The ships look too advanced, even in Strange New Worlds. They look far more advanced than they should. In fact, you could argue that in New Trek, all the ships are way too advanced just by how many buttons they have on the bridge. Because there was each jelly bean switch that they had in the original series, it was like it would be for an automated system. Like you click a switch and something automated would start happening. A switch would automatically link certain things together, and then you click another one and it links another one to it. So there was a reason for them to have those switches. It was to simplify the systems. When you have too many buttons, it becomes overwhelming. I mean, you look at the control room in a nuclear power plant. There's switches, dials, buttons, knobs. They're everywhere. No one person in there knows exactly what all of them do. You can't tell me that they do. I think they have their own part of the system, and that's what they concentrate on. But I don't know. I'm not a nuclear physicist. I don't work in a power plant, so I don't know for sure. But this is what it seems like to me. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. Not one person cannot understand every single part of it. I mean, look at Homer Simpson. Do you think he knew what every single button did? No. Whenever something went wrong, he hit the thing. He'll hit something and then it will fix it, or he'll just turn the alarm off. Yeah, but the fourth season of Strange New Worlds began production in early March and should wrap up this summer. So this is what I think is happening. I think because normally we get a gap in between, at least a year in between production. I mean, so they don't usually start. I mean, they've only just. This is what they used to do. They used to start filming the next season after the previous one ended. That's the way it should be done. That way, there's no huge gap in the production, and we get to see it every year. That's the way it should be done. That's the way it was done. But now we get huge gaps in between, sometimes 2 or 3 years, right? But Strange New Worlds, I think this is what I see. Kurtzman knows that the merger is going through, and this is why he's pumping these out. He's pumping it out like crazy because he wants everything to be, he wants to hang around, and he's trying to trap them into the contracts. Because after this, I mean, we've even got Starfleet Academy still going into production. They haven't started filming it yet, so they can cancel it. But the problem is, Kurtzman's not going to stop. If they don't kick him to the curb, that he's just going to continue making stuff and force them to pay it and put it on. That's what I think he's doing. That's what I think he's doing. But that's me. That is me. And you might think that was a rant. So
oh boy.
Yeah. So yeah, in case you thought that was a rant, it might have been a little bit of a rant, but I haven't shown that in a while. Brilliant. I haven't shown that in quite some time. Sorry, it looked like that because I had it in studio mode for a large part of it. So yeah. Anyway, so even Anson Mount posted his response to the news. I grew up watching Bill Shatner strut his stuff across the bridge and sit in a chair that I could not fathom would one day be mine to occupy. Technically, it's not because he occupies Kirk occupies Pike's chair on the Enterprise bridge, so it's kind of like the other way round. So yeah, it has been a dream fulfilled. Thank you to Paramount, to Akiva, Alex, and Henry, who all believed in me. To Sonika for lighting the way, and to all of you for your faith and support. But stick around. We still have many more stories to tell before we hang up these phasers. Should have been take off our badges, right? Yeah, so this is what's happening in July. Season 3 starts in July. Sorry about that. July 17th. Okay. Hey, I like cherry Coke. What can I say? And I hate those bloody those flippy European style lids. I hate them. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to run until September 11th. Okay. So the final episode is going to be on 9/11. Right. Okey-doke. A lot of these images. Oh, I think that's the gist of the article. The official trailer released last week. I don't really care. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to review the episodes, but I don't really care about it. But yeah, let's go over to this page. So this is just the Google AI overview, and I typed Paramount merger with Skydance. I mean, it's still going through, and Skydance are the ones that have a problem with Kurtzman. They have really big problem with, I think, was it Secret Hideout? So yeah, I don't know what you guys think. I mean, I think that it's great news, but I think it's terrible that it's happening so far in the future because anything can happen in 2 years. So let's hope this merger goes through, and let's hope they kick Kurtzman and is it Secret Hideout? Bad Robot Secret Hideout? I can't remember. I'll kick them because keep them to the wood curb anyway, because that's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Let's have a look at the deal details. Paramount Global will merge with Skydance Media, forming a new company called New Paramount. Very original. Why do they need new? Why do they have to put New Paramount? So it's New Paramount. Skydance Media will acquire National Amusements, the holding company for Paramount, for 2.4 billion in cash. Cash, tax-free income. 2.4 billion. That's not an awful lot, is it? Considering you get a lot of IP for that amount, don't you? The new deal would create a new entity, New Paramount, with a value of around 28 billion. So you're telling me that? Okay, that was confusing. Sorry, it's just the way the AI does this financial aspects. The deal is valued at approximately 28 billion. Okay, so it must be 2.4 billion up front, maybe, then 28 after. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how it works. I don't really care how it works. But yeah. So it's a $28 billion deal with 2.4 billion in cash. In cash. On that day, someone find him and rob him. Anyway, because he'll have 2.4 billion in cash. I don't think a person can carry 2.4 billion in cash, right? Unless it's a bond. Oh dear. Right, so that's that. So tell me what you guys think, because I think this is great news. It could come sooner, but let me know what you guys think, and please do hit that like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 250. I'm now at 240. I've had a couple of unsubscribes, but I think that's mostly down to my lack of content. So hopefully going to get back to normal. And until next time, guys, stay safe, take care, and may the Schwartz be with you always.